Back to Rebel Driver's Garage. I got another junkyard tech for you. Simple, cheap, and this is about radiator overflow on an old truck like this one that doesn't have one originally. Now you can buy one of those aftermarket ones that are like 12 bucks. They look hideous. They got the little cage and they're cheap plastic and they fall apart and they fade within 5 minutes. So I got something I found at the salvage yard while I'm just hunting around, and it wasn't on an old truck like this. I actually found it on a new Toyota. Watch this. Okay, here it is. This, ooh, look at, I'm echoing in my hood. Hello, hello. Anyway, this is a overflow tank. At least that's what the part number here. Yeah, let's see if it'll focus in on it. Yep, that part number there, I looked it up and it says it's an overflow tank, but I think it's actually a windshield washer tank. Came off of a 2005 Toyota. When I looked it up, it's for a 2002 to 2008 Toyota. And it's what's really kind of cool about it. It's nice and heavy duty plastic. It's got this great little bracket that just slides on and off. Let me show you. Like so. Oop. It's sticking. Of course, I wanted to come off there. See, okay, there we go. See, it just comes off like that. And you can hang up the bracket and then just slide it onto wherever you want it. So, I have picked out a place right here next to the radiator. And there's a little hole right there, you can see. I'm going to use that hole as like the little clips. Let me see here, like that. I'll go over the top of my hand here. Like so. So, there. See that little hole is going to do that, and it's going to be like a locating pin. And then I'm going to drill a small hole and put a small screw through the radiator there, radiator support there, to hold it. So what is it going to look like when it's on? Let me put the bracket back on and not drop it. I am not left-handed, in case you have figured this out. Okay. So, what it'll look like, it'll be right there. And it'll sit right next to the tank, and that little curved spot on the tank kind of curves around the radiator. It's just below the radiator hose. And I think that'll look good there. Kind of out of the way. Not too ugly. Okay. So I'm going to take the bracket off and start drill the little hole there and put a screw in. Now, I found this. This is, you know, if you go to you pull it or whatever self-service salvage yard, this was like $5. Online, you can still buy this. I looked it up. I found the part number on Parts Geek, and it shows it as like $48 new. But it holds more than enough if you want to use this for like an overflow tank for drag racing, or you could use it for a windshield washer tank like that one there. And then that just, because you can put it almost anywhere. I did not want to put it on the inner fender here, probably because I don't feel like drilling holes in my inner fender. My previous inner fender that was on the truck before I did all the paint had like 20 holes in it. And that was just ugly. And the battery's in the way to put it right next to the radiator on this side. See, the radiator cap is over here. But the only thing we have to do is run a hose across the top over to there, which is not a big deal. Much rather have that for the clean install look. And the radiator, the hose can run right next to the wiring loom here for the, right across here for the wiring loom for the headlights and such. So, let's get started. Okay, I marked the hole for the new screw. See, I used a white paint pen marker like that because, well, it's so dark in here in black, and seeing a black Sharpie on a black paint is kind of hard to see. Now all I need to do is center punch it and drill it. bracket is in. Now all we have to do is slide the tank on. Snap. Oops, sorry. Tank is on. See? Now we all have to do is run a hose. You just got to figure out, I think I'll point the hose that way and go that way. She's in. Alright, so if you're standing in the engine compartment looking down, hose running across the top of the radiator fan shroud over to the overfill. There. Now, to be legal for drag racing, you need to have 1 pint. That is more than 1 pint. And pint is like 2 cups. So it's more than enough. If you want to use something like this, you can use it as an overflow tank, and all you need is one of these little washer pumps like this, which is just an electric pump. This one sits in the tank. This came out of an early 90s S10 truck. Fits real nice there on the inner fender, and it works real good. What'd you think? Simple, isn't it? Wasn't it? That was 15 minutes of work, and $5 for the tank, and about $5 more for the hose. I got 4 feet of Create's overflow hose or vacuum hose. That works as well. And she's done. 15 minutes of your time, not a lot of it. Sure, you can spend a lot of money for a nice billet one if that's what you want, but if you're trying to budget, try to get stuff done on a budget, this is going to work. This is legal for drag racing, and it's a lot safer than having antifreeze dumped down right in front of your right front tire all over the ground, and antifreeze is like ice. I mean, really. If you're going down the highway and you run over your own antifreeze, it's going to be ugly. All right? So if you like this stuff, hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Have a great evening.